For this session on perspectives on the future of in the Mediterranean, we're going to first see Olga Mashkina from EU Force the Ocean Coalition. I think she's online. Yeah? Is she ready? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Yes?
If you hear me well, I can start?
Thank you very well. Yes, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. And my name is Olga Mashkina, and I am from Action, France, and I'm a coordinator of the EU for Ocean Coalition. For me, it's just like for other speakers, it's a great honor and pleasure to join you today at this very amazing event. And I recall that last time I actually was in person in Palermo, joining the Westmed event, and it's a pleasure to see some of the people I know, some new faces. My intervention today is about the ocean literacy, and I'm really happy to say that we heard already this word earlier today from other speakers, and it shows that it is a really cross-cutting issue. You can move to the next slide, because maybe before starting with my conclusions, I want to still say a few words about the ocean literacy and why it's important. We are talking about many different things today, and in fact, ocean literacy is something that we already indirectly talked about. It's known by different names. It is awareness, it's engagement, it's outreach, it's communicating science, communicating research to different audiences. And in fact, what we understand under it, it's understanding of ocean influence on us and our influence on the ocean. And most important part here is that it's not only the passive knowledge that we talk about, but it's have a very proactive and empowering component. So when we know about the situation and there is a problem, we change our behavior, we change our practices, and we make responsible decisions that can help to protect the oceans. You can move to the next slide, please. So this term is not new, but in the last few years it's gained attention and becomes almost like a buzzword. You hear it in many projects, in many audiences, in many conferences. And it's because the importance of bringing the ocean to everyone's mind, attitude, and decisions and actions has been recognized as a key to achieve a resilient blue ocean from local and international scales. And because of this, in fact, a few years ago, European Commission and DG Mare in particular has launched the EU for Ocean Coalition, which is a ground movement of different members who are uniting the voices of all Europeans to protect the ocean. Can you please move to the next slide? Because the next slide, you see that even though the coalition is still very young, it's about a year, we have collected quite a few members across Europe. Coalition has three main communities. It's the platform, which unites the experts who, like yourself, work across different disciplines in the marine policy, marine research, marine related issues. We now have 122 members, and I'm happy to say that we have 37 members from the Med. This group works across three working themes. It's climate and the ocean, food from the ocean, and healthy and clean ocean. The two other communities maybe less present today. They are uniting the youth, European youth, which is passionate about the ocean. So it's Youth for Ocean Forum, which now has about 100, almost 200 young people. And we have we have already done about 70 activities around the Med Sea. The third community is the network of European Blue Schools, which is another very exciting and very important movement and community of the coalition, where the schools can implement the projects, and together with the communities, with the local partners, and bring the issues of the ocean into the local community with the children and other citizens involved. And I'm happy to say that out of 38 schools, 10 schools are from the Med. If you can move to the next slide. To sum up that the coalition is doing a lot of different things. And one of things that I want to say that I heard a lot today was said about the partnerships, connecting people, connecting up different streams, connecting different partners that could collaborate and work together. So coalition does that, and we work across all sea basins. So we have carried out 4 sea basin events, one in the Atlantic Ocean and North Sea, one in the Baltic. The Black Sea event just finished last week. And the one I want to bring your attention to is, of course, the Mediterranean one. It's Let's Make the Mediterranean Blue. It took place a month ago, at 24th to 27th of September. I think maybe quite a few of you have possibly participated in it. I know that some of you had. And we had amazing 4 days when we brought together these very different stakeholders. We started with a high-level event in Malta Aquarium, where we had Carmen Novello talking to us. We had they celebrated the Med Coast Day. We had with different ocean literacy festival activities, over I think 30 or 40 different activities taking place in Malta, in Venice, in Croatia, in other places around Med, and also online. We're still bound by physical presences. Our young ocean advocates had trainings and events organized, and of course we had quite a lot of attention given to schools. So there were workshops about bringing the sea to the classrooms and how to make it better, how to make it work with schools, with teachers, with higher ministries, with different networks. So, and all of this was going on while the festival was going on. So a lot of different games, quizzes, trips, very fun, amazing atmosphere. And if you move to the next slide, I say that also a part of this movement that the coalition does at the different sea basin events we do, there is a campaign that we launched a year ago, and today at the COP26, the commissioner has brought attention of the public to it again, that we need action. We talk about it. We need to move to action, that everyone can do something. And the part of our campaign is to say that every action, even the smallest one, brings change to our ocean. And the campaign is Make Europe Blue. It's also at our sea basin event, we made it as a Make Med Blue. It is a time to here today to say, let's make Westmed Blue as a part of the Med. And this one calls for everybody. And when I hear all the projects, all the initiatives, all the actions you all have taken so far, I think we are making it blue. Maybe one call from my side is to say, you see the QR code on your screen. You can put your mobile. Maybe it reaches while you in the audience. You can see, and you can get back to directly to our webpage, where you can see what other people have done and record your action. You can move to the next slide. In fact, you can maybe skip the next slide and the next slide also, because it's the same with the QR code. You can move to the next one again. And this now I come to the part where I try to be quick also to, you can move to the next one, to share with you the conclusions from this event, because as I said, it was quite a fantastic event, bringing together all these different communities. And we have talked on different levels with the different communities, and I would like to share with you what were the main key messages and maybe some bottlenecks that we saw. Move to the next slide, please. So when we did this event, we understood that there's quite a range of ocean literacy initiatives. They cover all these different communities. They go from different scales, of course, from very local, like we saw the activities organized in Malta or in Venice, and to the fully MED activities. What was important for us, and we saw it, we were very happy to see that both European and non-EU countries were involved and participated very actively in this event. Move to the next slide. However, what we've noticed that there are all these activities, there are all these amazing things, but they're still a bit fragmented, or some of them are not connected. So it's good that these connections were made at our event, but there's still in our what we've learned that there's still a bit of a lack of clear understanding of who does what and when, and there's still more synergies need to be developed, because when we talk about green, we talk about blue, we talk about resilient, and I think this already came up with the other speakers today, that yes, we talk about green ports, well, do we talk about blue ones? And I think it's something that I also noticed from the COP discussions today. They're talking about maybe the new blue deal that is needed. So we need to actually think, how do we streamline and bring these different streams together into the same principles?
If you can wrap up a bit, you have. I can give
okay, you can move to the
1 minute
to quite a few more slides then.
Yes.
Yes. Maybe yeah. Here the key messages from the high level, because we had the high level events and all others. From the high level, not something not new, but there is one Mediterranean, and we have responsibility in protecting it. Then ocean literacy in the Mediterranean, we do need to account for cultural diversity and build on scientific authenticity, to be driven by collective responsibility. If we move to the next one, in education, there is time for breaking the silos, and we need to build partnerships. We need to bring the local partners, companies, different projects that you have heard of today, bring them closer to the communities, to schools, so that the children can see the new different maps on the classroom walls. They could see the maps and images of the ocean. Wouldn't that be great? In the youth, yes, we need somebody already also talked about it, that it's so important. And next year we will be involving even more youth on all different levels. So we will be focusing on that, and need to really start to mobilize the youth for problem solving focus rather than in general. And other than that, I think our way forward is, yes, you have the right slide. What we came out from the event was that we would be bringing the ocean to all societal levels in the Mediterranean Sea, and complementing the formal UN map system with elected representatives from the Mediterranean Parliament of the Sea. So we had a workshop with the Forum de la Mer. We will be putting together the Med for Ocean Coalition. So you're all invited to follow the website and announcements on that. The Youth for Med Forum, young people were very excited, and they want to continue working on the Med level. And there will be some further initiatives for Med scientists and research organizations under the Eurogoose initiative. And
Thank you.
in any way, yeah, Okay, we
Thank
will,
you so much. Thank you.
we'll continue.
It's really good to hear about this youth coalition. Now we're going to hear about a very interesting project, the PAMEX plan, the Mediterranean Sea, with Blandine Pocquet, the representative of the French government, president of the EU Council during the first semester of 2022. Please. And Blandine, of course, if you can make it. Thank you.
Do I use this mic or?
You can, yes, as you prefer. Your presentation will be here.
The what?
Your presentation would be here.
Yeah, but I don't have any mic.
The microphone? Very good. And if you want, yes. Yeah, it should be
It's okay?
working.
You can hear me? Okay. Bonjour à tous. I'm going to do my presentation in French, if it's okay. Ok. Donc le plan d'action Méditerranée, le PAMEX, a été annoncé par le président de la République, Emmanuel Macron, à l'occasion du One Planet Summit, le 11 janvier dernier.
Slide.
Ah, ok.
Oups, là, on va faire tout casser.
Il a été lancé à l'occasion, son lancement officiel a été fait à l'occasion du Congrès mondial de la nature de l'UICN le 3 septembre dernier, à l'occasion de l'ouverture du congrès de l'UICN. Il comprend les États membres riverains de la Méditerranée, donc Monaco, l'Espagne, l'Italie, la Grèce, l'Algérie, le Maroc, la Tunisie et l'Égypte, ainsi que des organisations partenaires, l'Union européenne, le plan d'action Méditerranée du PNUE, l'Union pour la Méditerranée, la Commission générale des pêches pour la Méditerranée, la Conférence des régions périphériques maritimes, et voilà. C'est un plan d'action qui est multisectoriel et multipartenarial, et il vise à faire de la Méditerranée une mer...
I don't hear anything.
You can hear me?
Oh oui, ça. Non, je ne sais pas ce qu'il y a.
Okay.
Il y a une intervention extérieure.
Donc ce plan d'action vise à faire de la Méditerranée une mer exemplaire d'ici 2030. Et donc le plan d'action que vous voyez là, que je pourrais vous envoyer, là il est en français, mais je peux vous l'envoyer également en anglais. Il s'appuie sur les quatre engagements que je vais vous présenter juste après, qui sont les pressions exercées sur les 4 pressions exercées sur la mer Méditerranée. Ça, c'est ce que je viens de vous présenter.
Je pense que le micro marche aussi. Si vous voulez poser le micro pour le...
Voilà, c'est comme ça. Je sais pas si ça vous convient. Donc le premier axe, qui est relever l'ambition pour la préservation de la biodiversité marine en Méditerranée. L'un des engagements majeurs et phares de cet axe, c'est de protéger 30% des océans d'ici 2030, dont 10% avec une protection forte. C'est un objectif que la France et l'Union européenne défendent dans le cadre du futur cadre de cette stratégie mondiale post-2020 pour la biodiversité. Il convient... Pardon. Il convient également de mentionner que cet objectif vise à protéger, à élever le niveau de protection des aires marines protégées du pourtour méditerranéen en renforçant la qualité de gestion des aires existantes et également renforcer leur cohérence et leur mise en relation et leur développement en un réseau de zones de protection fortes. Et donc c'est dans le but de réduire significativement ou de supprimer les principales pressions qui menacent les écosystèmes marins. Donc comme chaque axe, vous le verrez, il y a deux ou 3 États qui sont chefs de file. Donc pour cet axe-là, c'est Monaco et l'Algérie. Le deuxième axe, qui est donc promouvoir et développer une pêche durable pour mettre fin à la surpêche d'ici 2030. En mer Méditerranée, la surpêche est arrivée à un stade critique, à un stade inquiétant, avec 87% des stocks évalués qui sont considérés comme surexploités. Cette surpêche menace l'activité des pêcheurs artisanaux, qui représentent 80% des pêcheurs de la région, Pourtant, il est possible de parvenir à conserver et exploiter durablement les ressources halieutiques au moyen d'une combinaison de mesures coordonnées qui engagent les parties prenantes à différents niveaux. Dans ce cadre, les pays et les organisations partenaires du plan s'engagent à mieux encadrer les activités de pêche tout en préservant l'activité économique et la ressource halieutique, et également à améliorer la sélectivité des techniques de pêche pour limiter les prises accessoires et à lutter contre la pêche illégale non réglementée et non déclarée, dite la pêche INN. J'ai trop de papier. Et donc c'est l'Union européenne qui est chef de file sur cet axe-là. Le troisième axe et avant-dernier axe, qui est redoubler d'efforts pour lutter contre les pollutions marines, notamment pour qu'aucun plastique ne soit rejeté en Méditerranée d'ici 2030. Donc c'est un sujet dont on a déjà parlé au cours de ces 2 jours. Il faut savoir que la mer Méditerranée est particulièrement exposée à la pollution marine du fait de ses caractéristiques. C'est une mer qui est entourée d'une forte densité de population littorale, donc 210 millions d'habitants. C'est la 5e destination touristique au monde, avec 360 millions de touristes par an, et la 2e s'agissant du tourisme de croisière. C'est également le débouché de grands fleuves qui traversent des aires urbaines densément peuplées. Oui, et c'est également une zone dense de trafic maritime, puisque 20% du trafic mondial passe par la mer Méditerranée. Il résulte de l'accumulation de ces facteurs de risque que plus de 8% des déchets marins se trouvent actuellement en Méditerranée, selon le Programme des Nations Unies pour l'environnement, le PNUE. Parmi les engagements qui peuvent être cités, j'en donnerai 3. La première, c'est des actions pour remédier de façon urgente à l'accroissement de la production de déchets plastiques et à leur dissémination dans l'environnement marin notamment. La deuxième action, c'est le renforcement, la collecte et le recyclage des déchets plastiques en finançant notamment de nouvelles usines de recyclage d'ici 2030. Et la troisième action, c'est l'identification d'ici 2025 des points noirs de pollution d'origine tellurique en Méditerranée et permettre également d'identifier d'ici 2030 les solutions les plus adaptées. Et pour cet axe-là, c'est la Grèce, l'Italie et le Maroc qui sont chefs de file. Et dernier axe, promouvoir des pratiques de transport maritime permettant de protéger l'environnement marin et de lutter contre les changements climatiques. Donc, le changement climatique affecte la Méditerranée de manière exacerbée. Les températures enregistrées y sont environ d'1,5 degré supérieures aux moyennes pré-industrielles. Et les projections scientifiques estiment qu'on pourrait faire face à une élévation entre 3 et 7 degrés dans le bassin méditerranéen d'ici 2100, si l'accord de Paris n'est pas respecté. Les acteurs du secteur maritime en sont en partie responsables, puisque si le secteur maritime était un État, il se classerait en 7e position des émissions de gaz à effet de serre. De même, les collisions avec les navires sont une des menaces grandissantes, étant donné que le trafic se densifie. C'est une des menaces qui pèsent sur les cétacés et les dauphins en mer Méditerranée. Et le bruit sous-marin également lié au transport maritime et aux activités humaines, comme le tourisme littoral, le nautisme, et puis également les travaux qui sont liés à l'artificialisation des côtes, sont un sujet considéré comme préoccupant. La Méditerranée est une mer qui est fermée. Elle concentre un trafic extrêmement dense avec des risques de marée noire et de pollution critique, de pollution chimique critique. La Méditerranée concentre également une pollution atmosphérique élevée et en augmentation du fait d'un trafic maritime intense. À cet effet, les engagements du plan d'action Méditerranée consistent notamment à verdir les ports. Donc on a eu l'occasion de l'évoquer également, grâce à l'électrification des infrastructures portuaires et la fourniture de carburants faibles en carbone. Et également à responsabiliser les transporteurs par rapport à la protection de l'environnement en luttant contre le dégazage, en réduisant les bruits sous-marins et en réduisant le risque de collision. Et donc pour ce 4e axe, c'est l'Égypte et la France qui sont chefs de file sur ce 4e axe. Donc ce plan d'action a été lancé il y a 3 mois, 2 mois même. Et actuellement, comme vous l'avez vu au début du PowerPoint, nous travaillons tous ensemble, les acteurs de ce plan d'action Méditerranée, à l'identification des actions prioritaires à mettre en œuvre pour la première année de vie de ce plan d'action Méditerranée. Voilà, je vous remercie.
Merci beaucoup, Blandine. Pocquet, pour cette. Thank you so much. And now we're going to, I think, to meet online Dimitris Dimitriadis, president of the EESC section. If you want to stay with me, comme vous voulez, si vous voulez vous asseoir avec moi. Who is from the External Relation Opinion and Sustainable Blue Economy and on the EU Southern Neighborhood Partnership. Please, the floor is yours.
Hello, good morning. Do you hear me?
Very well.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity to make a very short presentation about our activities.
Yes, you have 4 or 5 minutes.
No, not. I don't need more than 4 minutes.
Oh,
Thank
God,
you very much.
That's great.
Don't worry. Good morning from Brussels. Thank you for this invitation. It's a really opportunity for us from the European Economic and Social Committee to participate. It's very important, the blue economy. I had the great pleasure and the opportunity to work on that as a rapporteur a few years ago about the blue economy in Mediterranean. Some important remarks. Yesterday I was in Rome and I participated to the steering committee with all the participants, and I fly back to Brussels because today we had another important meeting here. But some important points from our side. When we are talking for blue economy, it is something that we must understand that usually we are working in 2 pillars. It is sea and the land, and we are working in important economic areas for Mediterranean. In Brussels, we have always the same problem. We know the problems, we understand what we are talking, but a lot of times we are losing the communication between the actors. And as European Economic and Social Committee, and because we represent the civil society organizations and the social partners, we are interested very much to have this connection between the society and the European institutions. Yesterday, I read very carefully some special points about the Westmed initiatives and the agreements between the European Union and the European Commission and the member states. And I saw the numbers. I understood that the partnership covers the period 2021 to 2027, and it has in the portfolio about 7 billion for implementation, which should mobilize up to 30 billion euros in private and public investments. Okay, the numbers are okay, but usually we didn't use the numbers, we didn't use the money, and we lost a lot of opportunities in Mediterranean, not only at that case, but a lot of times in the past. I remember the MEDA programs and the millions of euro didn't use it by our counterparts in Mediterranean because the European bureaucracy and the local bureaucracy destroyed this kind of opportunities. The most important for us is that we need to have better communication between the partners. And the partners are not only the member states, but also and the European institutions. And as European Economic and Social Committee, we are working very hard for this direction, and we are interested very much for the situation in Mediterranean. We understand that big problems are the crime and terrorism. Now the migration is becoming day by day, the irregular migration is becoming day by day a key problem for both sides of Mediterranean. But in any case, we are totally positive to support the ideas about the blue economy, because we strongly believe that this will create more jobs, and they will support small medium enterprises, because we must have always in mind that the small medium enterprise is the backbone of all the economies in Mediterranean. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for a very